everyone, welcome back to the Anime Iceberg. I'm Megan.
And I'm Meg.
And we're back with another episode of Dr. Stone. This time it's episode 70, Reunion.
Yeah, this is season 4, episode 12, so it's the final episode of part 1.
Yes, yep. There are going to be 3 cores for that last season, so we did have to wait some, 3 months, 4 months?
Yeah, honestly, it wasn't that long.
No.
Between.
And the same thing's going to happen because Core 2 just finished. And I think it's going to be back in the new year. Maybe January, February.
Yeah, that would be my guess.
Yeah.
I'm hoping that we will be, just finishing up with part 2, so then we can watch and review at the same time.
That would be amazing. To be, every week it's fresh. We haven't seen it before. Give our honest take on everything.
Yeah. But I'll be sad not to watch it twice.
That's true. And we can go back and watch it again for research.
Yep. For research purposes.
Yes, do it for science.
Alright, summary of the episode. Xeno's army attacks, and when all seems lost, Chrome and his friends finish the tunnel and capture Xeno.
Spoiler. No, just kidding. We knew that was happening. That's manga chapters 167, Different Strokes, 168, Corn City, population 1 million, and 169, Risk or Heart. So, at the end of the last episode, we saw Chrome's team capture Xeno, but in this episode, they, go back and we get to see, how they do it. They didn't just, come out of the ground and, we're right there. That would have been so epic.
They made it seem in the last episode. But no, they, miscalculated the entry, which is not super surprising.
Well, Tsukasa didn't seem surprised.
No, and also, it also is Chrome's first time, working on his own.
Yeah. I mean, with all of them there, it's impressive that they even made it in the building.
Yeah, they made it, they didn't make it into the building. They made it into the base. They made it into within the parameters that they were aiming for. Yeah. And, I was just, Chrome, he probably maybe did the calculations right, but just, when you're digging underground, you just...
Yeah.
You can't really see where you're going.
Well, you would have to go back out and,
you would have to, go up and
then...
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, anyway, they did a pretty good job. And they take down the guards with Gen's help.
Yes.
Don't know if you left this in the episode, but I was like, why is he's not helpful in the as a captive, but here he's actually useful. Not saying Gen is a very useful character, but
as a spy, he couldn't do much.
Yeah, he couldn't really do. Yeah, he really couldn't do that much. Although we see again later in this episode that he
knows things now.
Yeah. So they capture Xeno, and of course the guards and stuff that are there, or Xeno's army catches on to that, and so their escape plan is they're gonna blow up the tunnel, and Chrome has made this what's it called, the monorail. He's made a little monorail thing, and basically they're gonna set off a bomb, and it'll push them through the tunnel.
I love that, because maybe Chrome's bomb has a skull face on it. It might.
I think it does.
But it's one of those wick light ones, and so there's a time.
Super cartoony.
Yeah, and so he lights it, and Kohaku's like, great, who's gonna stay behind? And he kind of gives her a face, and it's he and Xeno are gonna be in the little monorail, but Kohaku's like, oh, we gotta run.
And then they all, I love that.
And Taishi's just tossing him out, he's like, go!
Yeah, but his plan doesn't quite work, because the tunnel collapses on both sides, and traps their little monorail thing. So they need to escape, and both sides are digging towards them, and Chrome is digging on his friend's side, and Xeno is very impressed. He is immediately ooh, another protege.
Yeah, but I think the main reason he's impressed with Chrome is Chrome said something back when they first captured Xeno, and he's like, wow, look at this is actual 21st century science. In a way where he's like, I've never seen this before, and Xeno puts 2 and 2 together, there are people here who are descendants of revived, they're not from the 21st century, so he looks at Chrome in a new light, and he's like, this kid is doing all that stuff, and he's not even from my era.
Yeah, it's actually, I was thinking about that, Xeno probably, he knew about the scientists that were in space, the astronauts that were in space.
He works for NASA.
So he's probably not that surprised that there are, survivors, but yeah, Chrome is impressive. And Senku, I think, is also impressive because he taught this kid who knows nothing.
Yeah.
And Zeno's like, my protege has taken on a protege.
My protege's protege is now my friend.
Yep. But of course, Zeno tries to convince Chrome to join his side.
Come to the dark side, we have cookies.
Yeah, and of course we already know that it's not gonna work because we already saw Tsukasa try to do the same thing to Chrome, and he was like, no.
Chrome was literally at the threat of death when he said no the first time. So Zeno being like, oh, your science ship is captured, your only option is to join me. Like, you can see the shock on Chrome's face, but it's not giving way to, like, submission. He's just like, oh, well, that's bad. I'm still not joining you.
Yep.
But it's great. It's a good character moment for both Xeno and Chrome, because you can see, like, Xeno really does have this passion for learning and passing on knowledge, even if he doesn't direct it in the right morality way. But in the manga, Zeno's pretty much saying, like, we scientists, we people who think with our minds and not our muscles, were held down in the old world. Not just from people who are stronger than us physically, but by people who hold morals and don't think that boundaries should be pushed and all that stuff. And he wants Chrome to join him because in this new world, there are no limitations, and they can just research and study and learn as much as they want with no hindrances. You know, and he's like asking Chrome, don't you know what I mean? Like, people who don't get you? And Chrome says, you're not totally wrong. Meatheads like Magma love power and muscles. To be honest, I don't understand why. Not even a little. I don't get it, but different strokes, you know? That doesn't make them fools. I ain't so high and mighty that I can judge people for what they love. So he's basically saying, like, hey, not everyone thinks like me. And that's okay. We don't need to make a world that's so limited, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So Xeno fails, and then Chrome, like, reaches his friends, and they escape. At the same time, Max, which is Luna's bodyguard, he makes it to the ship and sees Luna tied up, and he's like, oh, he frees her, and then he finds out about Luna's boyfriend, and of course he's devastated. But then he's like, okay, I guess we're on their team now. And they decide to go to the other team, the tunnel team, and Senku and Ryusui. And so they grab Kasuki and Francois, and they all escape.
Yeah.
Which honestly, it seemed like super easy. Like, they just cut them free and like, hey, see ya.
Well, I feel like no one was really paying attention to them. Because, everyone's like, oh, that's Max. He can do his own thing. Oh, he freed Luna? Well, I guess that makes sense. She was our spy. Whatever. And then, like, Francois just kind of blends in and is tiny, and Kasuki's a little old man. So when they did their whole escape and like, oh no, they fell into the water, we're gonna go rescue them, no one was around. Like, they didn't care. It's great, because in the manga, well, if you watch the show, Kasuki's like, oh, you don't need to cut my ropes, just tell me something you're excited about and I'll just bust him out. And he busts his clothes off, too, and you see a lot more in the manga than the anime, unfortunately. but the fun extra thing in the manga is when they're running away, Kasuki has new clothes, and they have new written on them, because, the previous set ripped.
Man, he must have. I wonder if they just keep, like...
Oh, probably. They don't flash too many times.
Yeah. They're like, okay, bro, here you go. So, yeah, they're on their way, and they do, well, first, Senku and Ryusui make it to the tunnel team, and Xeno and Senku reunite. And honestly, like, you don't see that much. Like, they're just like, hey, and then they, like, both make a face. But that seems, like, pretty on par for them.
Yeah.
But it was kind of, and like, oh, okay, wait. Zeno's face when he saw that Senku was alive was just, like, so, like, you could tell, okay, he didn't actually want to kill him. Like, he was so happy.
And that's why Stanley was like, Zeno, you sure? There's no takebacks. You sure you want this guy dead? So, I mean, I think it's different when you can't see the person, because Xeno was directing things behind the scenes. But when he sees Senku in person, it's like, it's really you. You're really still here. I mean, of course he was happy, and kind of makes me think, dude, can you, like, call off your guards, and you know you don't want him dead. Why do you keep, being antagonistic?
Yeah. So it was a nice little reunion. And then the other escapees join them, and they move on to the next phase of their plan, which is hijacking a ship from Dr. Zeno's
naval fleet.
Yes. Well, we only see one ship,
Yeah.
but I would assume that he has a lot of weapons and stuff. But anyway, they hijack a ship and they are fleeing, and their next plan is they want to negotiate with the Americans and try to come to some kind of compromise so that they don't kill each other. And they call the person who seems the most reasonable, which is Brody. He's the mechanic, and he also was the one that was like, when they were trying to get to Xeno in the tunnel, the other guys were like, let's go to the other side and shoot down the Kingdom of Science. But he was like, no, let's focus on rescuing the people in the tunnel.
Yeah.
Because they're gonna run out of air.
And in the manga, Chrome noted that, like, he doesn't understand any English, but he got the sense that Brody was the only one who wanted to prioritize everyone's safety. And then Gen says that, much like Dear Ukyo, he's the type who'd rather avoid unnecessary sacrifices.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know Gen said something similar in the anime, and so he was useful in as a spy. So they call Brody and tell him their goal, which is they want to build a city of 1 million people so they can get the manpower to go to space. Also Senku like immediately tells him about the revival fluid and what it's made out of, which probably doesn't mean that much to Brody, but Zeno's like, oh yeah, I know how to do that.
Well, he tells them what the recipe is, but not like what equal parts.
Yeah.
So that's why his captured friends are valuable, because he's like, well, they can help you make it.
Yep. So basically their goals are kind of aligned because the Americans also want to revive more people.
Yeah.
They kind of have the same goal. And this is when you realize that everybody that's on the ship, their getaway boat. On the getaway boat is actually leaving America. They're not going to stay behind and, revive 1 million people. And they're going to leave their friends behind to deal with the Americans. So they're kind of sad about that. But then we see the Japanese-American summit, which is first, the reporter.
Minami,
Minami
yeah.
at first
they were
tries
because
to, like,
they just need someone who can speak English.
Yeah.
So Minami's like, okay, well, we're gonna try to come to an agreement. And Brody's like really pushy, and she gets nervous. And Yuki's like, listen here, you little punk. This is how it's gonna go down.
Yep. And they come to an agreement.
Yuki for president, everyone. She's awesome.
Yep. And then they see the escape boat coming down the channel, and we finally see Stanley in this episode. And of course he is both super cool and like, stop, bro. Because he like pulls out a gun and is gonna like take them down. But then of course the Kingdom of Science once again has a little trick up their sleeve and has the Medusa on the boat, and then everybody else sees them and they're like pretend like, oh no, we're gonna get turned to stone. And so then it's very impressive.
He switches to shooting the Medusa.
Yep, he shoots the Medusa off the boat.
Insane.
But also like he's really amazing. So
he's the epitome of that meme. Like, so anyway, I started shooting.
Yeah. No, he's also like. Well, this comes later, but he's like, he's the best guy around.
What about all the people he murdered?
What murder? he is that meme. Mm-hmm. So bad. Every time he's on screen, it's like, who is this supermodel? Anyway, that's enough. And then we have like the season, or the episode ends with a really sweet moment where like everybody's saying goodbye. And they have, like, the Kingdom of Science has, like, their fists raised in the air saying goodbye to everybody that's staying behind in America. And one thing I think that they kind of focus on that's sad is that Taiju is on the escape boat and Yuzuriha is staying behind.
Yeah.
So they're going to be separated, and they have no idea, like,
when they're gonna see
Yeah.
each other. And when we first watched this, you made a point of this is the first time Taiju and Yuzuriha have been separated since Yuzuriha was revived.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so it's like a bittersweet moment.
Yeah.
But they're gonna be okay because everybody has their goals.
And they can still communicate through a phone.
Yep. And they're heading to South America.
Yep.
And that's where the episode ends.
Yes, and we have some manga notes, character files. So, we've got one for Carlos. Driving skills is 5 stars, flirting moves is 3 stars, combat abilities is 1 star. Full name, Carlos Barrios. Height is 185 centimeters. Convert, please.
He's almost 6'1".
Okay.
He doesn't seem that tall.
No.
Right? You said 185, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Interesting.
Hmm.
How tall is... Stanley wasn't even that tall.
No.
But he also has his platform boots. And so does Xeno. Do they both wear...
Yeah, Xeno has some heels there.
Yeah.
We'll have to see Carlos next to Max, because I know Max is pretty short.
Okay.
But his profession is a driver. As a long-standing personal driver for the wealthy Wright family, Carlos has known Luna for 10 years, ever since she was a girl. He treats Luna like a proper lady, just like he treats women he's flirting with, but he has no ulterior motive. Rather, Carlos almost looks at Luna as his own daughter. He's fully aware he's not much in a physical fight, which is why he suggested that Mr. Wright employ a bodyguard to protect Luna. That led to Max being hired.
Interesting.
So he doesn't flirt with her.
Yeah, but he was very upset when he found out she had a boyfriend.
Well, my dad would be upset if she...
Maybe. Would he now?
Yeah. No, he teases me about it, like, so you go on any hot dates? And if I actually said yes, he'd be like, who is he? I've got a shotgun.
Yeah. Because he was a very... I guess he maybe just really protective.
I think so. I mean, like, when he gave her that ring, I feel like that was for her birthday present. It kind of looks suspicious because he was down on one knee, but just because you give somebody a ring doesn't mean, you know, that's a
and
proposal.
those scenes, like, did happen in the manga, right? Like, him giving the ring, like, down. Okay.
Yeah. And Max might tease him, like, oh, you flirt, but I don't think Carlos has ever said... I don't know, you could take all of the things he said as just being, like, super protective and, like, no one touches her.
Yeah.
It's weird.
No, it's the giving the ring and then, like, being so upset that she has a boyfriend.
Yeah.
And, like, kind of, like, it seems like a competitive thing between him and Max.
Yeah.
And is Max interested in her? Like,
I don't know. Maybe?
Anyway.
But our second character file is Max. Power is 2 stars, speed is 4 stars, and technique is 4 stars. Full name, Max Adams. Height, 160 centimeters.
Oh, whoa, he's a lot shorter.
He's short.
Yeah.
I think 160 is close to my height, if I'm not mistaken.
5'2".
Yeah, it is. Profession is a hunter/farmer. Max's short stature isn't a disadvantage since he takes full advantage of his size to maneuver around opponents quickly to get the drop on them. He grew up in a bad neighborhood, so he learned how to fight by defending himself. Max was hired to be Luna's bodyguard at the suggestion of his acquaintance, Carlos. He somehow managed to provide the young miss with ample protection without being too suffocating or preventing her from living her life. Max views his lack of height as the ultimate gift from the heavens. That is true. When you're small, like, you can... I mean, I've seen some pretty small wrestlers actually take down some pretty big dudes.
Yeah. Alright,
we got a character to introduce. So, Charlotte Bonnie is played by Morgan Garrett, or Morgan Laurie. I think one of them is a maiden name. But she is Hikari Shinomiya from Kaiju number 8, Rei Todoroki from My Hero Academia, and Riko Brzezinska from Attack on Titan. Riko's the one with glasses and the short, like, platinum blonde hair, I think. I think she's still alive, actually.
Wait, she's the one that's, like... Was she the one that was, like, the assistant of Pixis? Right? That's his name?
I think so. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Alright, Charlotte is of French origin and means free, and Bonnie is of Norman origin and means handsome. And tracking. Chrome said that's bad one time.
And Senku, of course, said, get excited one time, because he always says it in the first episode and last episode of the season.
Yep. Or core, in this case.
Yeah.
It means we're gonna get a lot.
Yep. And that's how you know when the season's over.
Yeah.
Okay,
Like,
I guess it's done.
oh, man. Gotta wait.
Yes, and I think it's been a while since we've talked about a new show we're watching. We are currently watching Kaiju number 8, season 2.
Yeah.
And honestly, it's gone by super fast.
Too fast. It's a lot of training.
Yeah, mostly training.
It's not boring, but it's like not, like the meat of the story is still coming.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this doesn't feel like it's gonna be that long of a show.
No. Although we did get to hear Senku and Tsukasa in season 2, which is pretty great.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Alright, that's all we have. So, Megan, what's your favorite line of the episode?
Mine came from Chrome, and it was after Hyoga said, "What's more important to you, your lives or saying goodbye?" Because Stanley was shooting at their boat as they're driving away. And so, to go up to the deck to wave goodbye to your friends, that's kind of a death sentence. But Chrome answered, "That's easy! I choose saying goodbye!"
Mm-hmm. It was actually a really sweet moment.
It was. Everyone went up. I think at the end, Hyogo's like, okay, whatever.
Yeah.
Guess they're not getting gunned down.
Yep.
Because Homura's left behind, too. He's gonna leave
true.
her. What was your favorite line?
Oh my gosh. Mine came from Senku when Luna managed to bring Kasaki and Francois with her, and Senku was very impressed, and he said, "You know, girl, that's pretty impressive."
That was pretty cool.
And then what did we learn?
We learned different strokes for different folks.
And then who pushed the story forward?
Nikki for being the president of Japan.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, everyone was great in this episode.
Yeah. It was a good ending to the first part of the season 4.
Yep, we got a goal in mind. We got a trip we're taking, and our cast of characters in place.
Yep. All right. I was like, what do I say after this? Okay.
Goodbye.
Seriously. Okay, we will be back next week with another episode.
All right, bye.
Bye.